Welcome back to another edition of Film Room with head coach Kevin O'Connell. And coach, congratulations on another big win. Take us through in a game full of huge plays. Take us through some of your favorites.
Yeah, we had a lot to choose from this week, Pete, but I thought it was a really important one to start with on the offensive side of the ball. Critical touchdown late in the game. We kind of end up with a 3rd and 1 situation, those awkward third downs in the low red where you don't necessarily have to score to have a successful play, but kind of anticipated a pressure look here by the Cardinals and wanted to give Kirk a play that he was quite comfortable with, but that had answers for the pressure. So what you'll see, the clear view right here. Kirk understands I've got 2 over 2 right there. Justin Jefferson is getting single covered right there because we're about to see one of the Cardinals' patented kind of all-out pressures right here. So what he's going to do is our Vikings fans will see this a lot. He's going to tap his helmet. He just did that and got us into now a 7-man protection. And we're essentially going to be isolating a play right here where Adam Thielen can push into the end zone and have the ability to run the in cut. But he's going to start out to try to collect this defender right here, make sure that guy's covering him. And then KJ is just going to basically use Adam as kind of a moving screen, a legal moving screen. We've run this play before, with success this year. We did get called one time for a PI for it, which maybe was or was not a penalty. But KJ will just get right in Adam's jet stream right there and run an outbreak. And obviously he gets in the end zone right here. But the cool part about this play is you see the protection. They're sending 7 forward. They've got the ability 8 forward if you count in somebody adding in right here. They've got the ability to get home. So Kirk knows I've got to get this ball out. Look at the anticipation as KJ goes to make this outbreak. This is something we've practiced a lot of pitch and catch, a lot of time on task, but Kirk just trusting the fact that KJ is going to get to that location, and then we'll just watch the finish right here as he kind of gets close to the corner, the ability to have those legs go dead and just kind of fall in place to toe tap in this league, getting 2 feet down. It's not easy to do. It happens so fast in the corner. To catch that thing and make that play in a gotta have it type situation was just a huge play for our team.
You would know how difficult this is. How hard is it to make that throw from the far hash all the way to the opposite side of the field and to put it exactly where it needs to be?
I'm glad you brought that up, because as we go to the end zone copy of that, Pete, you'll see it, from a standpoint of, okay, all the things we just talked about. But you're exactly right. Kirk's back heel's touching the hash. That's a long throw to make. It may be only a 6-yard gain on the stat sheet on a critical 3rd and 1, but this ball is traveling a long way. And then, like we talked about, that's a window that, you're talking a 2x2 foot square right there to be able to throw that football in, trust that KJ is going to have the ability to make that catch, and then ultimately get his feet down just like he does right here. Pretty impressive throw and catch. And like I said, that's our pass game in a nutshell. You're not going to be able to get people wide open all the time when you've got a quarterback with Kirk's accuracy and our playmakers, just like Justin Jefferson showing up for a celebration that I'm not sure what they're doing right there, but I don't need to know. I'm just happy we got in the end zone for a big play right there.
And also, as much as I love watching Dalvin Cook run the football, watching him pass protect is a thing of beauty as well.
No question. Yeah, no question.
He's so good.
It's what makes him a true every down back, because everybody sees those runs. They see him draw a penalty on a choice route in the game, which was huge for us on an earlier possession. But then those plays nobody talks about, those blitz pickups. Great point by you right there. And another huge play I thought in the game, we made a note. Obviously, Pat P with the 3 PBUs. He's now got 10 on the season. But Jordan Hicks, a former Cardinal, wore a C on his chest as a captain of that team. We talked a lot about both Pat's history there and Jordan's history there. There was a lot of emotion in the game, but critical 4th and 4 right here. Thought this was an example of really all 11 coming to life on defense, but then Jordan making a critical individual effort to kind of make a play. So starting out right here, we're trying to disguise. We're trying to hold disguise, make Kyler Murray think that are we in a quarters defense where maybe he won't be able to highlight a one-on-one down here to Hopkins, and we were able to hold disguise. You see Kyler looking over there trying to see Cam right there. What's he doing? What's his intent? And Cam holds that disguise long enough. So now as the play goes on here, Kyler's going to transition to really try to highlight Zach Ertz. He's been a problem in this league a long time on 3rd down. But what I want to show before we talk about Jordan making the play on the check down is just watch Eric Kendricks right here. He gets kind of this vision overlap technique we talk about, and now he's right in that window. right in that window, taking away Ertz right there on that near hash. So at this point in the progression, the rush is starting to get home. Now he's got to find his check down and get that ball out. And then essentially this becomes street ball. This is one-on-one. Can you make the play with 4 yards or less? Luckily, we're right there. They're right there at the 44-yard line, so pretty easy for all of us to see on the sideline. That tackle gets made right there at the 40 and a half. Clearly, Jordan popping up, EK fired up. But you see this. How many times, Pete, have we sat in here and watched a play by our defense in a critical moment and then see multiple purple jerseys showing up to celebrate? We talk about it a lot. But Vikings celebrating with Vikings, being excited when we make a play, knowing the momentum that those guys were able to get going on that play, critical play in the game for us.
And you mentioned Eric Kendricks, and you know, as a box score year, it may not be what he's used to, but you look at that play where he jams Ertz and then the interception's thrown to Cam Bynum.
That's exactly
He's
right.
just in the right place. He's still in the right place at the right time and letting other guys make these plays.
Doing a lot of the little things right. That's really defined the first 7 games of our season. Being at 6-1 has to do with plays just like that. And then another reason that we've been able to get to 6-1 is this guy right here. Tied for the lead in sacks in the NFL. And quite frankly, he's got about another 25 rushes or so where you'd say, hey, that could easily be another sack right then and there. We've moved him around a lot. There he is right here lining up in the interior of the line now. You'll see him. We were able to isolate him, get him one-on-one, and let him go to work. But a lot went into this. Once again, the coverage doing a great job on the backside, trying to cover up these 4 eligibles, playing from a shell look right here. And now how disciplined can we be? There's DJ on the outside. We got Daniil coming from the other side. How disciplined can we be to keep him in there so when Z's able to win this rush, he can get home? And then those critical downs, you see Harry showing up. We wanted to contain him while getting the rush. And from the end zone copy, you'll just see how spectacular this rush is by Z right here. We like to stand him up. We like to move him around. We don't want people to know where he is, much like we do with Justin Jefferson on offense. How can we move our best players around and not let the opposing team have a real bead on where they're going to be? So Z's just going to go with the up and under move right here, isolating this guard, and quite frankly, they just cannot leave him one-on-one with that center sliding away. And I want to make that point because that's Daniil Hunter over there.
Yep.
And although Daniil maybe doesn't have the same sack numbers right now that Z does, I can tell you that he's still garnering the same respect because that slide's going right. That allows us to isolate this matchup right here, one-on-one. The guard's got only one hope of trying to lunge and see if he can disrupt that move right there, but on that speed rush to get back there and then be able to finish these plays. Defining moment for us in this game in that critical end of game drive where now they've got to hurry up, try to get back on the ball. Time is of the essence, and that was really a game-winning play which led to the ultimate sack, which they ended up giving to Harrison Phillips. I think DJ Wanham's got a beef with that one. But
You could send that one into the league.
That's right. Well, the critical thing, Mike Smith wants us to send it in the league to get DJ the sack. Coach Rump says, hey, wait a minute now, that was Harrison Phillips' sack. All I care about is Kyler ended up on the ground and the Vikings got their 6th win.
Those are the kinds of arguments you're happy to referee, aren't you?
That's exactly right.
Exactly right. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week right here on Film Room with Coach O'Connell.